to Black with Sugar, your weekly podcast with Keziah and Nadia Itasan.
Hello.
And the little love of my life, Mickey.
What's up, Mickey?
Mickey's here too. Show your face, Mickey. Tell them how much I love you.
Okay, Mickey, that's it.
So today we're gonna do part 2 of Get to Know Us Better.
Very simple.
Yes, last time we were just asking ourselves questions randomly, and we couldn't ask each other the same questions.
We're pretty much going to do the same.
We have some questions, like a list of questions that we found that what we thought was interesting.
Yeah.
Attention, mon petit chat.
You know what? I'm going to give you the phone and I'm going to let you start.
Okay, okie dokie. What was the most embarrassing moment that you went through?
The most embarrassing moment? It's, you know what? Actually, for me, was to go through an eviction. I know that sounds like, but I wouldn't know. That was something that I never really faced. And that was embarrassing to think that. I mean, I think what the embarrassing part was maybe what people thought of, of me, not being able to pay for my rent. So that was embarrassing for me. That was very like.
I'm actually very surprised that you talked about it. I thought you were going to say something else. I really had no idea that.
I'm okay now with the process. So I'm okay that I went through this. But at the time, I realized, I was like, yo, that's so embarrassing. Like, people probably think I'm some kind of, I don't know, like, I don't know what I had in mind, but that was actually an embarrassing process to just like being able to live in a nice apartment or whatever. Next thing you know, you can't afford to do this, and then to the point where you just have to. So that was, I will say for me, that was something that was really embarrassing. But I'm fine with that now.
What the lesson you learned from it?
Make the right decision.
No, I'm not talking about from the eviction. I'm just thinking about the whole process, about,
It was tough.
Like, the fact that you had to go through this.
It was tough because I was like, I know I'm going through this I'm not going to say for the right reason, because the reason that led me to that place is because I was like, okay, I was doing the magazine. Yeah. So it's like.
She spent everything she had.
So it was like
everything.
So it's like I have pictures like, let me just handle this so we can push. I'm sure I can catch up. I mean, I think my mistake is I was too confident to be able to work on the side and do this and being able to, be on point with my bills. With sometimes, when you freelance or whatever, and I left my full time to be able to focus on the magazine. So I was freelancing, and then, sometimes you freelance a lot, and then sometimes you have a dry moment. And I wasn't expecting to have so much long period of dry moments. So it's like,
And you went from, actually, because I remember when I met you, so you were freelancing on the side, but you still have a full-time job. And so you were like, you were comfortable.
I was comfortable.
You were comfortable. You were doing fine. And when you started the magazine, you started to put all your money, everything she had, she put in this everything.
The problem also is like, I didn't really know about entrepreneur lifestyle.
Yes, I think.
And I didn't know how much it was going to cost. That's why I was so confident. I was like, oh no, I got this. And then
the bill started to pile up. And you're like, I have to pay this, right?
And then I was to pay this. And then, if I don't do this, then that means you're going to wait more time and this. And I was like, oh no, you're going to be able to work. And then obviously, like I said, make the right decision. But it was I would think it was, I think it's, and as African, we proud and everything. So for me, it was, like I said, it was more embarrassing because I was more thinking about what other people might think of that situation, and I know it happens to a lot of people, but
Yeah, that's when you learn that, what? Other people's opinion don't pay your bills. So
facts.
You might as well do what you need to do. And life happened.
Yeah. And then you just had to keep pushing.
Yeah, and be ready for the unexpected. Don't ever feel too comfortable. And because I had that too, I thought my life is great, everything is good, and all of a sudden, the company was not doing well.
Yeah, and you know what though?
And it's a big change in my face. And I was like, oh, wow, Jesus.
Yeah. But actually, going through this taught me, I thought I was strong, but I was like, no, you are definitely strong. Because I was like, I know some people probably could have depressed or do whatever. And I was like, no, you know what? Okay, this is going to be fixed. It's a problem that is fixable. It's stupid, and you could have probably avoid that, but it's fixable. So I felt like I took it on my shoulder, and I felt like that gave me to be even more stronger in what I'm doing right now. So and now even thinking, when I think about it, like, oh no, you went through already hell. Yes. Like you good, like you good.
It's true, what you're saying, because I had also like sometimes traumatic experience, and then something else happened to you, and you're like, oh, I don't care about that.
I've seen worse. I'm good.
It's like, oh yeah. This is, people are like, really? I'm like, no. I've seen worse than this, and you relativize. You said this.
I don't know how you say that in English, but en français tu relativises, c'est vrai.
In English, I think you say I don't know. It's too late right now.
We'll figure that out later.
And I didn't even have wine yet, but I'm having a brain fog. French people, when it starts getting late, somehow it's harder to find our words, right?
Well, English is not our first language, so
yeah. So I don't know, but I started speaking gibberish. So anyway.
Are you speaking that tongue language?
Do that again. Ooh, Holy Ghost.
So have you ever questioned your belief, or I would say the religion that your parent taught you? Why? And did you make changes after that?
Oh, wow. Okay, so yes, definitely. That was out of all the question right there, that was the question that's so much in point. So yes, definitely I had something like this, and you also. And I think we will do a full episode about this. So I was raised Muslim. I think I mentioned that before. I didn't change religion, so even if I say I was raised, I'm still Muslim so far. But after my dad passed away, I started. I will say it started before the process of searching, when you're looking more into spirituality, your spirituality, about who you are. It was a process already started, but I think when my dad passed away, I kind of accelerated it. Mm-hmm. And there were these things that I really wanted to do, ayahuasca. I mean, I saw a documentary long time ago in France, and I was probably 15 years old, and I was so fascinated by it. And I don't know, it's like something inside of you tell you, oh, I want to do this. I really want to do this. And we talked about it before, right?
Yeah,
but I've never really took the step to do it. And I thought, oh, maybe one day I will go to Peru and I will do it. And so, when I met my friend Amina, she had someone that she knew was going to ceremony in New York. And she just said, oh, you know what? I put you in contact with this person, and maybe you can do the ceremony. So I went to my first ceremony, which I wouldn't say it was a catastrophe. It was my first time. You have to know, I've never took drug in my life. I might have maybe one puff of weed sometime when friends are like, okay, take one puff, but it didn't do anything to me. I was too shy to take anything that altered my consciousness, I've never been interested to drugs. I just don't need it. But ayahuasca and other DMT, I see it at different things because it's you do it with a shaman. So there is a spiritual research. So I don't want to tell you the whole story, but I did my first ayahuasca. Wasn't that great, but I did learn some things. And then looking for ayahuasca, I end up calling people, and I find another things, which it's called the Todd medicine. The Todd medicine, it's I'm going to say that. So you have the Todd in the Sonoran Desert in Mexico. They capture the Todd, they squeeze the gland, and there is a poison coming out. And they take that poison, they dry it, and you smoke it. I didn't know anything about it at all. And when I had the lady on the phone, it's like, oh, we're not doing ayahuasca, but we're doing the thought. I'm like, what is this? I've never heard of it before. And she explained me briefly, sent me a video. And just like, you know what? I'm coming tomorrow. And that was that quick. So that's when because apparently, which I didn't know, it's the strongest drug in the world. And imagine,
so you were
I've never done anything. It's more than it's not a high like you going crazy. It's a deep, deep spiritual experience. And I think depending also on which, I would say that.
State of mind that you
State
are.
of mind, yes. You will have a different experience. So what I did before I went, because I didn't know if I was doing the right thing or not. I was scared, am I going to die? And she told me, no, don't worry. It's very safe. It's only 15 to 30 minutes. I was like, oh, great, because ayahuasca, you have to do it a whole night, and it's a very slow process. But this was kind of quick. And from what the people were saying in the video, they're like, oh, this was fantastic, blah, blah, blah. So I prayed before, and I asked God forgiveness in case if it was not what he wanted me to do. And I remember still listening to the Quran right before, and like, I hope, because you're scared, you're really scared. And when I went, sit down with the shaman, he makes you smoke this thing, and you have to hold it. And the first I cough, so I had a little bit of an experience, but not what I wanted. But then he looked at me after I got out of it. He looked at me and he said, you want to do it again? And I'm like, do you think I should? And he said, no, your soul knows. And obviously in my head, without telling him, I was like, I didn't come to get a high or something like this. I really want a spiritual experience. And I knew what I just had was not what I was looking for. So I just thought, you know what? Give it another try, because I know I cough and I didn't hold it as long as they wanted me to. And when I did it, wow.
But I would say don't say too much.
No, I'm not gonna say too much.
I want to, like I said, I want to have a whole episode on those
this.
things.
But when I did it, I really did had a full-on spiritual experience. It was also a healing process, and it actually made me think a lot about my own religious belief, because you go to a place where they make you understand that here there's no religion. You have to let it go.
Yeah.
Like God doesn't follow itself. God is not Muslim. It's not Christian. God is God, and it's everywhere, omnipotent in everything, in creature, in everything is made of God energy. That's really what I had. So when I got out of it, there was so many information that I got from it, and I had this conscious choice, like, do I still want to follow religion?
Yeah.
Or not?
Okay.
Right?
Okay.
But somehow, I didn't think religion were bad. And actually, I noticed when I was doing this that it was a big part of my construction and who I was.
Yeah.
And I just thought, you know what? This is the religion of my ancestor. This is what was given to me. It is not a curse. It's a gift. That's how I thought about it. And to me, every religion is it's kind of the same. The interpretation of the message is different. The delivery is also different.
But
I actually started studying more other religion, and I really love Taoism. I think they explain very well. I think the experience I got, I didn't know anything about Taoism before, but the way they talk about the cosmos, the energy, and
that spoke to you basically.
Yes,
that spoke to you,
because that was what I saw, and so it did change a lot in my attitude also toward life and who I was and the people around me. And I was pretty messed up for like 2 weeks. 2 weeks was a very, very challenging experience. Mentally, not physically, but mentally. Mentally, I wouldn't recommend it to everybody. But mentally, you need to be grounded, because it will put so many things into question. And some, and it's so real because that reality was more real than this reality. So you can't even question it. Like, it's not like, oh my God, I'm crazy, or I just got a trip. It's not like this. And it's very, very, very clear. Now,
but like I said, don't say too much.
I don't want to say too much, but not everybody has the same experience. I think, like I said, it depends on your state of mind and your openness when you want to do it. Yeah. Obviously, even the shaman told me, some people, they cancel before they came, and some people, they take months or years before they try it, and you're like, we talked to you yesterday and you were here and you did it twice. So it's like, and my soul needed it. But I promise you guys, next time I will go further, because
we're definitely going to go into details.
Yes, I will not give it justice by just reduce it to a short amount of time. It's really something that there's so many things that I learned from it. So yes. Which relationship changed you the most?
Which relationship?
I think I know which one, but maybe I'm wrong.
I have to say, okay, so which relationship suited me the most? Meanings like yes, a relationship, boyfriend, I think.
I mean, if you say it's a girlfriend things, it could be also a girlfriend or family. I don't know. I mean, you can interpret it the way you want.
I was about to say more of a girlfriend things versus I don't, like I said, I don't have beef with any guy that I dated. That's not really, like I said, no beef with guys. So I will say yes, a friendship that definitely opened my eyes to choose my friend more carefully, I guess. So.
But the question was, which one changed you the most? Meaning, what is the impact that it had on you, and how it changed maybe your behavior or your way of thinking, or
it changed my behavior in a sense where I was questioning my ability to read my friends the right way, because it was a long friendship that ended, and that friendship, when it ended, I questioned myself about the value of that friendship. Did we have the same value on her hand or my hand? And on my hand, obviously, I think it was a real friendship, but also I was questioning a lot. So the next step after that was to, okay, if I let anybody else that close, then I'm going to have to do some kind of homework instead of just jumping both feet and just, ride on with years and years before I realize, like, oh, this is not working for me. So I will say, negative and positive, I wish that person the best. I have no anger or anything like that, or no ill towards that person, but it definitely opened my eyes on friendship, on value of friendship, and also, like I say, read people better, and also myself being also a better friend. So. And not everybody, like I said, not everybody's for you. But
sometimes I think people are in your life for a reason, and it's just sometimes we say for a lesson, but I will say sometimes they're just here for a season.
Absolutely,
for a time of your life, and
it could be 6 months, 10 years, 1 year. And, it is what it is.
And it's okay, it's just the way it goes.
Like
because
I said,
we grow, people go one way sometime and we go to another.
You just have to, like I said, I have no ill towards that person, but he just that experience definitely changed me in a way where friendship for me, it's very important. So I'm making sure I'm doing what's right in order for those friendship to be healthy. That's what it is. I want to make sure I have healthy friendship or a healthy relationship.
Yeah. Is that all?
That's it.
All right.
Well, I guess it's my
take
turn.
too much. When time I speak for a long time.
No, but I guess I didn't really have a long answer. But I guess the next one, maybe.
I need to find a better question. That I know you're gonna be blah 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 blah.
What accomplishment are you the most proud of?
It's a good question. My education, But I was trying to think, it's like I'm very proud of my education, of the classes I did. I had very good grade when I passed the baccalaureate with mentions, très bien, which was great. And I went to class préparatoire, although it was a catastrophe. It did taught me a lot of things. And then I did a business school, and I came here. I challenged myself with the master in finance. I mean, not that I used it that much. All that
It's
stuff.
okay. So it's useful.
But I mean, for a long time, I was very proud of it. But I think right now, now it's more how I grow as a person, because my ability to adapt to change, and since the things that I did, I feel like I grow a lot. I did grow a lot on the way I think, my spirituality.
So I think, if I understand, you actually proud of what you're becoming even more.
Yes, exactly. It's like the process that I was courageous enough to take upon, because not a lot of people. It's very hard to look at yourself in the mirror.
Oh, very.
It's very, very hard.
Very hard.
And when I'm telling you this, I'm I have my mirror here. Don't get me wrong.
Not for the same reason.
But I'm saying, because when you do this, the DMT, what it does, it really go deep into your soul. And there's no way to escape. This is you.
So you were able to face yourself and make the changes that were needed in order for you to...
Yes, and also there is an acceptance of who you are. Because it's almost like we are walking with a veil, and we think of ourselves as being a certain type of person. But when we open our eyes and we can see ourselves in an objective way, and that's what the medicine kind of do to you. It's a total different game. And from there, it's a lot of work, a lot of growth that you start, that is in a process. And I know I'm not done with it. And things that and that I'm very proud, actually. I'm very proud of that. I'm very happy proud of you. That I did this. So, anyway.
Yep.
When is the last time that you lied?
Oh. Okay. When is the last time that I lied? It's a good question.
But that's good. If you can think of any right now, that means that you're not doing it,
Like right this minute. And I'm trying to think about a real lie, but I don't know. I don't know. That's
good. So
the funny thing is, you know what? I don't know, because with all that happened with being quarantined and all that stuff, you don't really
have interaction with people.
So I was like, I don't even have the occasion to lie to someone, just because we've been, home and quarantined, and I don't do much. So on top of my head,
Don't you remember before, or maybe the last lie, even if it was 3 years ago, 4 years ago, maybe a lie that you're ashamed of now? That you say something you're like, maybe I shouldn't have lied?
Honestly, maybe, you know what? If I think about something, I'll bring that back. But on top of my head right now, no, because I don't think you should be proud about lying.
No, I'm not saying you have to be proud, but sometimes
I don't know.
Honestly,
I can think about something.
But I think we're doing better at be true to yourself.
And I was about to say, I think that's something that we do now. I just don't want to be that person to lie.
Yeah, I agree with you. I'm the same way. It's like,
as much as I can, and don't get me wrong, sometimes it's better to say maybe nothing instead of lying. So I kind of more into that versus, just bluntly lie about something. I don't.
Yeah. So I'm going to ask you something else then.
Okay, yeah, that's fair.
Which one is your biggest dream that you are ashamed to tell people?
Okay, so I don't even know who wrote that question, but what would you be afraid of about your biggest dream?
Well, I mean, come on. Sometimes people are like, oh, I always wanted to be a singer. That was my dream. Like when I was younger, I wanted to be a singer. Some people, they wanted to be, I don't know.
When I was younger, I wanted to be a kinesiotherapist. Don't even ask me why. Which is completely crazy.
No, but right now, is there anything that you would like to become and that you...
I want to be the number one in what I do, period.
Which is?
I want my magazine to be the number one African lifestyle magazine. I want my platform to become the number one African lifestyle platform, period.
Cheers to that.
Cheers to that.
Hopefully you get it.
Yeah.
You're on your way.
We're on the way, step by step, step by step.
I mean, you did so much, you accomplished so much, and I am very proud of you. So,
but we want to be the number one.
No, you will be. You will be, as long as you stick to your plan.
Yeah.
And you're very determined, so I don't know who's going to make you,
Stop.
Exactly. Nothing's going to make you stop.
Okay, so you know what? Let me do something to...
Let's do one more. I think we have enough, no?
Let's do one more.
Maybe you can ask Mickey some question. I think she just wants food.
I was about to say, outside of food...
They told me my dog was obese. So I put her on a diet, and everybody's like, oh my God, you're starving your dog. My little girl.
Okay, so let me see. We have some interesting question here. If you could tattoo your best friend while she or he was sleeping...
Tattoo?
Yeah. If you could tattoo your best friend while she or he was sleeping, what would you draw on that person? Meaning they just woke up and beam with a brand new fresh tattoo in their skin.
Okay, well, I don't like tattoos, but I think I will tattoo a Berber tattoo. And it will be either like right here or, on the forehead.
Straight up on the
chin.
face.
Well, yeah, because that's how we used to do it. And it's pretty. I think it's pretty.
Okay.
Or maybe in the hand too. Tattoo in the hand. Well, what would you do?
Oh, me?
Would you do a tattoo?
I would love... That's one thing that I never actually did, because for me, I was like, if I go and do one tattoo, I'm going to go overboard and I'm just going to be wild and I'm going to do half of my body. And I was like, just don't start. Yeah. Like I had this piece that I imagined in my mind that kind of went from like my feet all the way down to my neck. And I'm like, no, don't get started on this.
Really?
Like,
I didn't know that.
I love body art. So just to tell you the little story on how much I love body art, one of my project for my master, so we had to design obviously one of my projects, so I decided to design to create some books, and I did 3 different books on 3 different artwork that you can find in different civilizations. So I did a whole book on Japanese tattoo, I did a whole book on African artwork and things like that, and I think I did a whole book on either it was Indian. I love body art. So, but I just like, if I do get something, I just don't want that little, insignificant tattoo. I would want a masterpiece on me. So that's the reason why I never really get started.
But would it be something artistic or,
definitely,
or something with like meanings? Because what I like about the Berber tattoo is the meaning behind.
Definitely meaning, and I would probably try to, do something that is attached to my culture / the modern world. It would have been definitely a piece of art that means something obviously to me, but
that's great. I didn't know that, guys. Because we never really talk about
tattoos. We never talk about tattoo.
Like,
I know. But that's
some people we know, get really terrible ID with tattoos, and it didn't really. I think it did ruin the way they look. So yeah, be careful with tattoos.
Yeah, so that's why I was like, don't start, because you're not going to be able to stop. You're just going to be addicted to this.
Yeah,
so,
and once it's there, it's there.
Once
it's
it's
very
there,
painful to take it out.
Yeah, so I was like, that's it. Yeah.
Okay. If you had to change something about your personality, what would it be?
Oh yeah, I already know.
Oh.
I would try to be less cold and less rude.
But in a moment in which you accept it, you can change it. So because you're aware of it.
I'm well aware of it, but I guess I get so much sometimes pissed off about people that I don't even want to try, and that's where. But I'm doing better. But I would love to be, I guess, more natural and less be what people would call on the defensive, even though I'm not on the defensive. And I don't know, it's just like, since I'm young, I'm very just like, I'm not a person who's just going to be like, I mean, since I'm young, I always been, like I say, maybe not having a smiley face, or so automatically I think it gives that little.
But I don't understand what you mean.
I'm saying that me being a more of a cold, or seen as a cold or rude person, I think because I'm not someone who's naturally with a smiley face, and I'm like that since I'm a child. So.
Oh, you mean since? Oh, okay. Oh, okay. So since you were a child, like since you were, since you were young.
Yeah.
Okay.
So unfortunately it's a part of me. So it's not even like I do that on purpose. Sometimes it's just just caught me in a wrong time, and sometimes I have a little bit of a hard time on checking out, and then just come out rude. And so I'm definitely I'm trying, but I would love to probably be more.
But how do you plan on learning how to be more warm with people? Like,
it's
because I think you're aware of it, but now you need to learn.
I'm aware of it. I think it's just depending on who is in front of me. I know if I want to make the effort or not. And that's why I was like, I'm very conscious about this. But in general, I think I'm just trying to be more, okay, like if I just go out somewhere, I'm trying to put me in a mood where, okay, guys, don't forget to smile, don't forget to do this, like just a little bit of exercise like you come and eat. Because sometimes I don't even think about not smiling. It's just like, oh, why don't you smile? And I was like, oh, I wasn't even thinking about that, So it's just like, do the exercise of, when you come somewhere, just, I don't know, a smiley face, just get a little exercise or step by step just to make sure I'm not in that zone, to be able to receive easily and not necessarily,
But I always thought that it was linked to your mood.
Not even.
Like, because sometimes I will see you and she will be like, hey, Nadia, how are you? And all smiling.
But that's what I say.
That's like, okay, today she's good.
That's why sometimes I tell people, that's what I'm telling you. I'm in that zone and I'm just like, sometimes I don't necessarily how to check out. And, when you're in that zone and maybe someone kind of enter without asking, it's like, oh, it just, it's just sometimes I'm in my zone and I have a little bit of a hard time to check out.
Yeah. Because sometimes, we'll go to the room and you're like, hi, you're like, hi, Keziah. Because I'm like, yeah.
Like, let me tell you something really simple. And, my mom, she will tell you something really simple. Sometimes, Kez, she get up in the morning and she just don't talk to nobody. And don't even ask me why, because I don't know. I just get up and I guess when I don't know.
Are you in your head?
I think I'm in my head a lot. Yeah. And I guess my mom learned not to pay me no mind, and she's like, yeah, whatever, she's crazy. And so, and then even like when I was younger, she was like, oh, sometimes I go to the daycare and Kes, she's in a little corner, she play by herself, she's cool, she doesn't pay people no mind, she got her little 2 toys and she's happy like that. So I guess it's just a part of my personality, and maybe explain it helps versus not explaining it, because not everybody can figure out what's going on in your mind, but it's definitely just a part of who I am.
And maybe that's why we're friends.
Because,
one thing that I didn't even notice I was doing this. When like you say you're not aware of this? Mm-hmm. When I was a little girl in primary school, how do you say in English primary school?
Kindergarten.
It's not kindergarten because I was like 8 years old.
So primary school, something like that?
Oh, I don't know. Well, anyway, I was like 8, 9 years old.
I think it's 10th grade or something like that.
Yeah. And my friend who was actually, she come from a very rich family. There, all the people around me, they were doing champagne, and so they had money. But she will tell me, she said, Nadia, what I like about you, because she was very moody. She was moody. Sometimes she was mean. You never knew which girl you will have, that day. And she said once to me, she said, Nadia, why I like you? I'm like, why? And she said, because every time you come to school, you have a big smile on your face and you're always like, hello. And it's true that even on the phone, people tell me, like, when I answer the phone, like, hello.
Yeah, see, me when I answer the phone, I'm more like, hey, hello.
Like, you can feel the smile.
Yeah, it's like, hello. Me, when I answer the phone, I'm just like, hello. Like, I'm not even thinking about, I don't know.
Yeah. But, it's just, I think it's personality and also, I don't know, things you learn as a
things I learn.
childhood,
And
right?
then I think once I'm like open and comfortable with the person, then, I'm all in, I'm 100%. I'm like fun. I like to crack jokes. I like to talk a lot of like ish. So, and then I guess, sometimes you connect with people where you're meant to be friends, and sometimes you don't connect with someone. And I guess me, when I don't click or don't connect, that's where I have a little bit of a hard time to, to proceed the right way.
Yeah.
But anyway,
right, guys, I think that's enough,
that's
right?
enough question. We'll get you another round of questions.
And you can actually send us question if you want.
If you want to know some things about either Nadia or myself, drop a comment, ask us some question, and we'll answer that into the next episode of questions.
Don't forget to like.
Don't forget to subscribe.
Don't forget to like.
Subscribe too. And share with your friend and send them the links and tell them to watch and all that stuff.
Yes, and I hope this will help for you guys to get to know us and have a better idea of who we are and why we decided to do this podcast.
Yep. So. And more to come, more great topics. Can't wait to share.
Yes.
And
we had plenty of ideas and I hope this is only going to get better.
We're going to have more guests. We had so much great guests coming in for some of the next episodes. So I'm super, super excited about this.
And please don't hesitate to contact us. If you have a subject you want to talk about, if you want to ask us anything specific,
reach out.
If you would like to sponsor too, we never ask for
we never
to
ask.
sponsor,
If you like to sponsor us, definitely.
We are very open to get sponsors.
Yes, we are.
So please don't hesitate to contact us, because we would love also to have people. We can call you and have some type of interview, during the podcast.
Yep.
We don't need to have famous people or things like that.
We can be regular like us.
Yes, exactly. And we can have a simple conversation about something that you're passionate about.
We can learn by interviewing you, whoever you are.
The whole concept of this podcast is to share our thoughts, is to help each other and to learn, also to learn about.
To have a conversation. Yes. And it's like, it's an exchange.
Yes, so we can't wait to see you guys, and I hope you enjoyed it.
See you soon.
Bye.
Bye, guys.
And don't forget to like.
And don't forget to subscribe. Black with Sugar.